This is Zeus, the Lightworkers Union. Blessings to all. This is proudly brought to you by a SIA. Redox, baby, for the thinking mind. This is Zeus, Commander Zeus. Commander over my own life, and each one of you are commanders over your own life. The reason for this message is the now. And I'll try to always bring a message about the now. And something was really interesting to me today where I put together pieces. You ever had those moments where you're able to put together pieces? Drinking my peanut butter coffee at a little after midnight. Today, Wednesday, I guess this is what, the 10th of July? Now, what are the pieces I put together of my now? This is going to freak you out a little bit. The sun is cold. What? The sun is cold. I thought to myself, I had this thought go through my brain, and I was thinking, what are you talking about? And then pieces started filling in. Dr. Bruce Lipton, from the Biology of Belief, the human being, 50, 60 trillion cells, every cell built up by 7.5 billion atoms to the power of 10. Now the atom itself has an electrical charge. The atom itself is 99.999 empty space. It's not even there, baby. And there's a lot of them inside you, and you express out of your body. It just shoots out at 200 million cells a day. This is where your aura comes from, your auric field. And I think to myself, what? Right? And then Dr. Bruce Lipton also went on to say that the average human being puts out about 700 trillion volts of electricity. And he went on to disclose various other different things on that. It's like an 8-hour video. Kept falling asleep on it. I watched it 8 or 9 times until I could finally watch the whole thing. It seems as though as your neurons and your dendrites and all that stuff starts growing out, it is actually puts you to sleep. So when you're learning something, it takes so much energy to learn it, it puts you to sleep. So, why do I think the sun is cold, and what type of information have I received? Okay, you got a lot of people screaming over flat Earth and a globe that we're on, and the actual fact is, on the scientific realm, it's an actual toric field. The planet itself is a gigantic toric field that is energy revolving around on itself. A toric field, meaning it's made of atoms, and atoms are 99.999 empty space. They all carry an electrical charge, and this whole big planet is a fucking star. It's a star, dude. If we're 700 trillion volts of electricity, which is actually more than what they say the sun is, what is the planet that we're on? Nothing but atoms. It's kind of funny, really, when you think about it. And that the light, we're so bright ourselves, we don't even notice the light. And then the sun itself, as a radiator of coldness that kind of puts everything into balance, it freezes the light. And this was in the midst of my thinking about things, and this is just another hypothesis. I was thinking to myself, so everything is like energy, and it's all flowing together, and we got all these different streams of energy. You got the low frequency and you get the high frequencies, and sometimes they get together and they cause these storms. I thought to myself, people like blowing shit up, especially this time of year, and on July 4th there was a lot of fireworks set up. And I thought to myself, it was actually in regards to concerts. Because I was thinking, well, what is happening in a concert? Because there's a thing called the mastermind. You may not know it, you may know it, but you're psychic, right? You're actually clairvoyant, and you actually send your energy to people, but you're not even aware that you are, because all is one. And when people gather together in a concert and they're in agreement to whatever's going on in that concert, you create the mastermind. And if it's one of like a rock concert or something like that, because they were saying something back in the day, but they didn't know what they were saying. They just knew that it was different, right? So in this mastermind, whatever they're thinking about, the mastermind makes it happen. But the most important thing that I was really considering was all these fireworks, all these explosions. I mean, and it caused, then all of a sudden this big old hurricane in Texas, just absolutely devastating. Several days later, confirmation? I don't know, but it's kind of interesting in it when you really think about it, and you know that everything is energy, and you know that everything's just a flow, and that even the solid items that you see around you are still made of the atoms that you thought had a solid particle in it. But again, in the study on the biology of belief, Dr. Bruce Lipton specifically takes you through, they were going into a gold atom with a high-powered telescope, and what they found was, as they're traveling, they never stopped on anything because there's nothing there. It's just energy, just electricity, right? It's a charge of electricity. It's empty space. And so with that being the case there, if the molecules that build us up are nothing but empty space, then the very things that we see is just a hologram. It's gotta be, because I mean, honestly, if you build stuff out of nothing, what do you have? Nothing from nothing still leaves nothing. So, that, it just blew my mind, though, in the fact that, I've been considering what are the how are the fireworks affecting the reality that we know to be true, which is a byproduct of energy just moving in streams. And if a butterfly, and this I read in it's called the Science of Chaos, it was talking about, how a butterfly could actually rustle up a whole herd of caribou to go running here and there, and then a storm would actually appear inside some city that was created by the rushing of the caribou. We got the cars doing the same thing. We've got fireworks doing the same thing. And these fireworks go down on the 4th of July and the days before and the days after. But the major stuff hit on the 4th. And then on the 9th or the 8th, I'm not sure which day it happened because I don't watch the news. I just heard about it. You get this devastating storm that hits Texas. Is that just a coincidence? That's my question. Is that just a coincidence? And I'm thinking no. It can't be a coincidence. It can't be a coincidence. Think about it. Anyway, I am open to all the comments that you could possibly leave in respect to this, and just the knowledge that we live in a toric field. It's a toric field, and our body is amassed by a toric field as well. That we know for a fact. That's what creates our universe. That creates the field that's around us, our perceptive field. Anyway, I just thought those were important. Now, secret ingredients that I've found as I've been walking in my field. That was easy. So, what is the secrets that I've found in the field? I got an easy button. When life gets hard, guess what? You just think about what it would be to be better. That was easy. And it will become better. But now we're going back into some seeds. seeds. A gratitude list in the morning when you get up. 10 things that you're actually grateful for, right? That you can feel true love for, and you can feel your happiness that came in your life. 10 things in the morning time. Maybe listen to some uplifting music. Get into the state of bliss, and then start your day. Dr. Joe Dispenza, he says, well, how long should I do it for? He said, when I'm ready. I don't start till I'm ready, right? I don't start my day until I'm ready. And I am the one that dictates when I'm ready, how I feel. The feeling state is the true state. And then 10 things I'm grateful for before I go to bed. Because remember, when you wake up in the morning time, you're normally in the same frequency of that which you want to sleep on. Grateful at night, grateful in the morning. The more gratitude that you express, the law of attraction is pretty straightforward. And I think a lot of people are now grasping the law of attraction and just the attitude of gratitude and the benefits that it does for you. The more gratitude I think about things that I'm grateful for, the more the universe, because it loves me, will give me more things to be grateful about. Why? Because it wants me to be happy, really. And it's always fulfilling my expectations. And so, when I walked through the valley of shadow of death, I had to consider my own thoughts and figure out what it was that I was thinking about. Then I realized that it was just me, right? And as I saw that, and I was walking through the valley of the shadow of death, I took no look towards it. I just considered to go. And then as I changed my thinking, then my world changed around me, right? Every day and every way we get better, better, and better. Every day.
That was easy.
In every way, I'm getting better, better and better. Every day and every way, I'm getting better, better and better. So, this is the Lightworkers Union. We're at a grand meeting. I would like to welcome all here. I was thinking to myself, how do you get things going in the manner that you wish to go? You form a union. If you don't like it, you don't participate. I guarantee you, if you're not liking the way things are, if you feel like a slave, that if you don't work, that you're going to end up on the street. If you don't work, you're going to end up starving to death. If you don't work, you're going to do it. If you're thinking all these things, a union is needed for you. Because I know there's more than one. If we can get 30 million or more joining up on this circus right here, I should be walking away from the circus. Slaves for a piece of paper to say I can live well. Right? Slaves for a piece of paper saying I can now live well. Well, the truth is you can live well every day of your life, and it's a consideration of the thoughts. And no man is going to take that away from you, because you are the controller of your own destiny by the thoughts that you think. You are the God of your own universe, right? So by joining together, becoming the union that we are, the people, the one mind, we can take over the entire planet, and it will succumb to us in peace, in joy, in love, in mercy. No more should we be feeding our leaders of any movement to those who are basically taking advantage of everybody on the planet. We already know what they do. They erase them as quickly as they want to. And the fact is, they can't touch us. We're now protected by all that is source energy, Elohim, A lot of people call him Jesus, even though we know that the word Jesus, no, there's no J in the Koine Greek. His name was Yeshua, and that the word Jesus means Hail Zeus. Right? I say thank you to everybody that does that. It's fantastic. Remember, in a day of information, ignorance is a choice. In a day of information, ignorance is a choice, friends. Pain is an option. You don't have to live a life of pain. You don't have to live a life that is less than what you truly want. Follow your heart in all things. And if you have pain in your life, figure out what it is. And if you're in love with somebody and they're not, if they don't know it, that's your fault. Right? That is your fault because you didn't say anything, right? And the whole truth to love is this: you must live on purpose, you must love on purpose, and you must love with everything you got. And you say, well, what if I get hurt? The only person that can get hurt is you by your own expectations, because love, when it's sent out, it always is a direct return to you, from you, and it's always been. You just have to be in the frequency of love.
That was easy.
You are the only one that has control over how you feel.
That was easy.
I've been in situations where people said they loved me and I didn't feel anything, and there was none.
That was easy.
And I walked away. There's been people that have told me they love me and then they walked away. And I love them, right? And they kept going. But the fact is, when I love completely and I just send it out there, it has two results. Number one, for the people that are not yours, it will push them away. They will leave. But the ones that are you, the ones that are just like you, the ones that you want will be drawn to you. I'm not talking about always in sexual manner. I'm talking about the ones that still love without reservations. And maybe that does include sexual relations. I don't know. You just gotta follow your own heart. You know, harm. Do you know harm? Love. Love. That's all it is. It's just love, because you're the first recipient of the love that you get. All about me, you, and now. Love in such a way that people are free to do whatever they want to do. And they're free to come back, they're free to leave, they're free to do whatever, because I am not a jailer, and none of you are too. We're just taught wrong. Most of us learned our shit on TV, thinking Ponzi was the man. Richie was a little bit of a goober, wasn't he? He was smart. And the Fonz would come to him to do counsel every now and then. Because, you know, Fonzie was cool with everybody, but, you know, he wasn't smart. See? And that's another thing there. Another program that's sent out to the field to kids. Because Happy Days was for kids and adults that chose to watch it, but, you know. It's insidious, really, when you find out that the TV is a programming device. I tried to tell you it on Batman, and Melissa said, oh, it's a good movie. Good thing nothing like that ever happens, right? It's a good thing. Yeah. They have to tell you the truth. But then again, it was just you that created it, because you are the opulent power in your own universe. Which is funny, you know. I mean, you consider what is truly real. I mean, everything's made of atoms. It's all a hologram. It's a fucking good one, though, isn't it? It's good. It's a state of being, it's a state of mind, because your state of mind will reciprocate on the reality that you have the choice to live. Your thinking creates your world. Your thinking creates your now, right? The pyramid, I did a teaching on the pyramid. You can look at it on my YouTube. And the pyramid is mentalism, imagination, and then you have the actual field, which would be known as, reality, or the solid, ground, And if the first two pieces are all mental aspects, and then the atoms fill up that bottom one, so they're actually going together for the way you're thinking. Now again, the atom is 99.999 empty space. There's nothing there. So you can't really, I don't think, you can't really think it's going to be anything different than the fact that it's going to be the way you think it's going to be, because your mind dictates your reality. No two eyes see the same thing. Everybody that's in your reality, and I don't know anybody things about drugs or anything like that, but I was invited to do DMT, and it was a few years back, probably at least 4 or 5. I think it was before the Rona, much before the Rona. I think it was around 2000, so that's like 9 years ago. Maybe 2016, and if that even existed, but memory-wise, I'm sharing it because it was an experience that was quite profound. Anyway, my friend, I got invited, and I was like, I'm not sure, let me think about it, and my friend goes, oh, you got to. If somebody invites you to do it, that means spirit is inviting you to do it.
That was easy.
And so I made the decision, and I did it. And I did it twice, 2 hits on it. First one, everything blocked off, and then all of a sudden I'm God sitting on my throne, and everybody else in the room were the angels and seraphim that were with me. Everybody else were angels and seraphim. It was a friggin' great trip. Then the second one was, I was in hell, and the only way I could get out of hell was focusing on my children. Thinking how much I love them. I said, I love my children, I love my children, I love my children. And when I accessed that love state inside of me, I was able to escape hell. Key thing, right? And so the appearance of the fact that hell is here on earth and heaven's here on earth, because it's a matter of thinking, became so profound to me, because it's 2 sides of a coin. You got the head side and the tail side, and whichever one you're on, that is the realm that you're living in. It's basically done by thought. So anyway, the sun is cold. We were taught that it was hot because the teachers that we listened to were taught by people that taught them, and they were teaching to the best of their ability, so no one did anything wrong. It was our setup. So now forgiveness is paramount, because we have to forgive people. Why? Because I want to be forgiven, right? And my forgiveness of myself and about everybody else around me now gives us the ability to live in heaven. And so now this is something that personally has to be done by the individual, because I don't know what anybody else has been through. I was raped when I was a kid by an older boy. Every night for, I don't know how long it was, but it changed my world. I burned down a house. I got sick. I did all sorts of crazy stuff after this event, because my body was basically rejecting the fact that this guy's pumping me in the butt. And finally one day I stood up and I ow, like that, and he jumped off real quick because he didn't want my mom to hear. And that was the last time. I figured it out. I said, oh shit, if I make noise, he ain't gonna do this shit. But I ended up burning down the house anyway. I did burn down the house. It was on Queen Anne Hill. And all the subsequent things that happened from there even manifested more. And my life went down a different path, maybe. but it was down the path that I chose to go down because I am that I am. I become that which I am, right? And so I wrote the story. And I'm terribly sorry for the Rona. I know for a fact I kicked that puppy out. But regardless, I really appreciate everybody. Dude, you can see my aura there. I'm on fire, man. I'm on fire! Look at that. Maybe you can have some too. Let me work some Reiki magic on you, okay? So we're going to use some Reiki for love, peace, and blessing. So we're going to send it out. Love, peace, and blessing. Taking a deep breath through your nose. Deep breath through your nose. Love and blessing. Just feel that love inside you. You are that which you are. I love you all. Have a blessed day. And thank you for listening. Remember, leave me messages. I'd like to find out more of what you have to say about this. Is Zeus, Commander Zeus, crazy? Should he be removed from the helm of planet ship Earth? That's the question. Blessings. Love you.